Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I titled this message, When They Don't Encourage You. When they don't encourage you. And there are those individuals, whether they are in our family circles or elsewhere, that will not encourage you. Whether they do this subtly or boldly, you feel discouraged around these people. You feel like you shouldn't go here. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be a part of this program. You shouldn't take this class. You shouldn't participate in this hobby. Maybe you have some dreams that you want to accomplish, but you get around certain individuals and you don't feel very encouraged. Instead, you are discouraged. Some folks have learned how to discourage themselves as a result of not being encouraged by others. They say things like, I don't think I should participate in that. I don't think I should be a part of this. I'm not good enough. Well, my family told me this and my family said that about me. And so this is why, you know what? I'm not even going to do it because maybe they're right, but then maybe they're wrong. And maybe God is moving on some people right now, this day, to get some things done. But because of years of programming where you were discouraged to do some things, you have said to yourself, this is not for me. I'm not going to do it. So we're going to break some folks up out of that mindset this day, because we start with the mind before we can do anything else. We start with thinking about those times where people coulda, shoulda, woulda encouraged you, but they chose not to. What is it that you keep fighting up against right now as a result of people discouraging you? As a result of people not being in support of you doing some things? Maybe it was going to college, but they said, no, you can't, you won't, you're not smart enough, you don't have enough money, you aren't this and you aren't that. But some of you all, it's not even about money. Your worst enemy is the enemy within you as a result of people saying negative things. Or for some folks, they didn't say any negative things. Instead, their mannerisms told everything. We're angry, we're bitter, we're upset, we're confused, we're used, we're abused as a result of individuals who, when we may have been children or we got a little older, and we just didn't know any better and listened to the wrong folks. A mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a best friend, a relative said that they couldn't do something. And so you said, you know what? I can't do it either. I'm nervous too. I'm worried too. I'm stressed too about it. And so misery loves company. And some folks, they will discourage you by encouraging you not to do certain things. Did you catch that? They will discourage you and they're not going to encourage you. But their discouragement sounds like encouragement. It sounds like it. Well, maybe one day you will be a part of that program, but for right now, you just look at what God already blessed you with, and you just stick it out with what is going on right now. Don't be greedy, girl. Don't go after anything else. You know, you already stressing everybody out with all these other different things you're doing. Well, you're not participating in them. Well, I mean, we worry about you. Huh? No encouragement. Now, why is it that some of these individuals who love you, right, who care about you, who want what's best for you, why would they do the types of things, whether overtly or covertly, to discourage you while pretending as if they are encouraging you? Why would they do this? Well, for one, there's no benefit to them. What's the benefit? What's the benefit in supporting you on, let's say, a project when they're not getting any proceeds, they're not getting any profit? Okay. How about inconvenience? This is another reason why some folks are simply not going to encourage you, let's say, to get a driver's license. Okay. Why some may not encourage you to get married or even think about marriage. And while others won't encourage you to bring children or grandchildren over to their homes. Why? Because it's an inconvenience. You see, I got to do what? I got to be a part of what? I got to listen to who? I got to do for who? Okay. What's another reason why these folks who seemingly are sweet and nice, right? Gentle, kind, what have you, but they don't encourage you, to do some quality things, some things according to the will of the Lord. Oh, because it might involve their money. Why would the husband want to encourage you to be a part of some activities when it might cost some money, or you might be taking out money away from certain bills that you've been paying? Why would he do that? Why would a daughter or a son encourage you to go out and have a good time and what have you when they want your money to help them have a good time? Okay? You see? And why else would some of these very nice, very kind, charming people, why would they not encourage you? Well, because some folks, they have some false fronts. They dislike you. They dislike you. That's why. You see? And so what are the end results when you know this or you don't know this about some people? Well, you might have some negative thinking, some thoughts that show up that you didn't even realize were there. But now that you're about to embark on something new, you start thinking about all these different things that people have told you. And then you start having to fight through those things. Then, of course, you have these feelings of hopelessness that show up. Or maybe you're dealing with one issue, but not necessarily hopelessness or despair. But some people do. They go through. They feel very disheartened. They feel depressed about some things because of how people behave. Like I said, sometimes it's not what people say. It's how they react. It's how they respond when something good is happening to you, when you are starting to do something new. They have attitudes. They're negative. They're bitter. What about fear and worry, right? That shows up. When you're about to do something out the box, something that's not like you, something that's out of the ordinary, something that God has moved upon you to do, fear and worry show up. And those folks around you, well, they'll encourage you to be fearful and worried if it's going to inconvenience them, if it's going to take away from their money, if they don't necessarily like you or what have you. And then, of course, stress. Stress shows up in all sorts of ways. It shows up in our stomachs. It shows up in chronic headaches. It shows up in backaches. It shows up in premature aging. Stress shows up, doesn't it? All because you want to do something a little bit different. And now you got to fight through that enemy of self. Or fight the enemy of self, don't you? I got to get through these things. I got to. I don't want to go down this path. I don't want to go through all of this trouble. I don't want to have to deal with these people that are discouraging me. I rely on them for this, or I rely on them for that. And I just don't need all of this aggravation right now. So you're fighting and you're fighting and you're fighting. And then eventually you win. You win and the enemy loses, and those around you who were discouraging you, whether subtly or overtly, they don't like what's happening. So they got to step it up a little bit. They got to turn it up a little bit. They got to say some more negative things. They got to start arguments. They got to come up with some things that make you angry. They got to distract you. You are progressing. You're moving too fast. What does this mean? What does this mean for me, says a husband or wife? Does this mean that this partner of mine is going to go off with somebody else? Oh, no. The enemy's going to play on some people's minds when new stuff is showing up. But if somebody is a child of God, you don't have to be concerned about those sorts of things if you are that one who's been subtly or overtly discouraging some folks because of your own selfish interests, or because of some controlling stuff about you, or because you have some stuff that was put upon you by your own family members and friends. And so now you're discouraging some people and don't even realize it. For some, getting on the phone talking about, girl, I don't know if you should try that. No, I don't know if you should go out with him. No. Well, I don't know if you should try that recipe because, girl, you ain't all that good about cooking all these other things. Ooh, you hear that negativity in that woman's voice? Ooh, yet she's somebody's friend. Or how about that partner? Why do you want to go over there and get involved in another organization? What do you want to do that for? Why is it that you all of a sudden want to start getting involved with this program and that one? Aren't you just happy doing what you already do? Sounds like somebody is being very discouraging. Or how about that one that just boldly says, you're no good, your family's no good. I don't even know why y'all even trying to come up out the hood. Y'all need to just stay where you are. Ooh, sounds like somebody doesn't like someone. So you have received more than enough information on these discouraging folks, some of which like to pretend as if they're encouraging you by asking you a bunch of questions. I had one who was like that, always asking me some questions to bring me down, to make me so-called think, when in all reality, the way she was asking those questions, that wasn't about thinking and motivating me or anything else. It was about the fact that it wasn't her season yet. And so she wanted to question me on everything I was doing. And people who are like this are not welcome into our lives. Why is it that God got you putting up all these messages? Why is it that you feel like you got to move? What's going on with you? Are you sure God is a part of it? You know that the devil been working with you over the years. I would pray about it. I wouldn't get involved with that. Oh, and this person calls themselves a Christian? Yeah, they're a Christian, but they're a discouraging Christian. Okay? So that is it. Thank you as always for taking time out of your busy schedule to listen. You have been listening to YouTube Enum Enterprise 7. Also, you can check out more audio messages on Messages for the Soul, and that is on yourlisten.com/NichollMcGuire. Please do check the description box for anything that might be of interest. And also, we do welcome donations, so please do give if you haven't already. Blessings to you.